be back in Berlin. Last year was my first year, but the Bahamas has been here for many, many years. But it's great to be here with the sun shining. It makes a big difference, although it's still very, very cold.
Tell us, there are quite a few developments happening in the Bahamas, some key ones, but I want to go to one of those that's been declared. The CTO declared the 2016 as the Year of Romance, and you've put together quite an interesting calendar for the Year of Romance. Tell us a little about it.
Yes, that's right. We're literally following upon CTO's declaration, 2016 Year of Romance. The Minister of Tourism, Obi Wilshcombe, challenged us. So what is the Year of Romance to you? What are we going to do about it? And certainly we in the Bahamas, as do most of the countries in the region, we market ourselves as destinations for weddings, for romance. And so we went away, and our team, headed by the Director of Romance, Frida Malcolm, the Deputy Director, Ellison Tommy Thompson, came up with this incredible calendar that every month this year we will celebrate a different aspect of how they've interpreted the Year of Romance. So whether that is honeymoons, weddings, engagements, the bachelor party, the bachelorette party. We're looking also at those special anniversaries. So whether it's your 10th, your 25th, there's this new phenomenon called the baby moon. When people have had a baby, they want to either during the pregnancy, want to get away, or after the baby, want a little break. So every single month we were highlighting one of those areas. And we had a major launch in Nassau in February last month, and that tied in with the launch of our 16-island wedding invitation 1 week later in Canada. So it was appropriate to launch 16-island wedding in the Year of Romance in the Bahamas. So anyone who wants to follow up, hashtag From Bahamas with Love.
From Bahamas with Love. Tell us about the 16-island wedding concept.
Several years ago, we launched an initiative, 16-Island Wedding Invitation. The Bahamas is unique in the Caribbean region, in our multiplicity of islands, 700 islands, 2,000 keys, but we actively promote 16 of those islands. However, I think everyone agrees that the awareness of some of our islands is very, very low. Everyone knows Nassau, Paradise Island. Perhaps they know Abaco, Grand Bahama, Bimini. But as you start talking about Inagua, Mayaguana, the Berry Islands, or even Long Island, say, and those are just a few, Crooked Island, less and less people knew about them. So trying to raise the awareness came up with this incredibly creative initiative where 16 islands would take place on our 16 promoted islands on the 16th day of a month at 1,600 islands. 1,600 hours, sorry. This year we add a fourth 16 to that because it's the weddings are taking place in the year 2016. So we launched the initiative in UK in 2012. 2014, the United States had their version of it, and now this year we're delighted that Canada will be offering the same initiative there. 16 lucky couples have the opportunity to win their dream wedding in the Bahamas.
So you are doing a lot of romance thing and been doing certainly romance tourism for quite some time.
That's correct. Romance happens to be a huge segment of tourism. The contribution to our GDP, if we drill it down just to that, is huge. We know that last year alone we had approximately 80,000 people who traveled to the Bahamas for weddings and or honeymoons, and they contributed over $100 million to our economy. So the return on that is much greater than your average tourist who comes for 3-4 days. The spend is much greater, and in fact it's a billion-dollar industry, well over $1 billion globally. So it just makes perfect sense from an economic standpoint for us to tap into something that really comes naturally to our island destinations.
So how do you top last year?
In terms of?
More of this romance, more visitors, more spending.
Okay, certainly. We're appreciative that CTO came up with this great initiative, Year of Romance, because we've been able to use that. And what we're doing, we're marketing. Traditionally, most people would market weddings. come and have a destination wedding, come for your honeymoon. As I mentioned previously, all of a sudden, we're going after particular segments. Have your bachelor party, your stag party, whichever word you use that makes sense to you. Have your bachelorette or your hen party in the Bahamas. Come for an anniversary. So we're adding to it, increasing the possibilities for people to come and just have a romantic getaway in the islands of the Bahamas.
How are your partners in tourism working with the Ministry of Tourism to execute this program?
As you can imagine, this is something that causes excitement for all our partners because it gives them an opportunity to showcase their properties, showcase that they're able to facilitate weddings, for example, that getaways are perfect. So if I go back to the 16 Island Wedding Initiative, one of the great things about that competition is that people who enter into it, they fill out a little, it's a fun online type of questionnaire. And it really gives them the opportunity to describe the type of persons they are. And a match is made online saying, well, obviously you're a city girl, so Nassau wedding's perfect for you. Or you're an eco-friendly type of person, and so a wedding perhaps in the Southern Islands is better suited for you. Or you like the sea, diving. And so it matches people to their personalities. And what this does, as I said, particularly our islands in the south that are less known, they get an opportunity. Not only do the bride and her bridal party come, bridegroom and their witnesses, for example, they bring family members. So last year, one small island, a couple came with 100 guests. Could you imagine what that means in room nights? The restaurants enjoying all the activities that take place. But people go online to vote for their couple of choice. And a couple may get 3,000, 4,000 votes. So if I'm exploring Cat Island, I've never heard about it. And all of a sudden you see 3,000, 4,000 people who are on the site, and then they start exploring further. So it creates an awareness. So we have got tremendous buy-in from our partners. And in fact, we couldn't do this initiative without them.